Hello brother folks, welcome and welcome back to Gnomes, and this is another stream of the world building number 77. We are nearly reaching 100 of this. This world building is a bit series here of weekdays live stream is a bit awkward right now because at this point this world building has mostly been about one character rigging. Sometimes I've reached some scenery making, which will be fun, but there's some distortion here, and I apologize for that, folks, but we're gonna make some difference soon. So the month here in November is ending, and I believe this whole series, I'm gonna revamp the live stream series, right? Not 3D animation series, unfortunately, but yes, in the future my project is 3D animation series. So sorry folks, so here just drinking some water here. So let's get some soundtrack. I cannot share this because of copyright, so I'm just gonna be listening to this. Let me just turn off this audio here, so I think now it's okay. But if you want, you can look for this playlist. It's just hours of I find very Mass Effect 1 I've played until the end, one of the very inspiring sci-fi-ish game of all times, I think. Already old, right? There's a revamp, but anyways, I've played many years ago, maybe about 1 decade ago. And so anyways, here we're gonna go back to what I need to do, which is the melt expression. So it's the last day of this character making stream here that I'm gonna address the melt rig, because I've been spending a lot of time in this very complex subject, and currently we can get plenty of melt expressions. I should be doing a lot of more offline work than I've been doing, so another mistake, or maybe another behavior, something that happened in a sort of not very controllable way. So now we are going to address more of the melt expressions, because I'm not gonna change the rig, right? It requires tons and tons of little tweaks. Essentially like all this list of stuff here, basically. So stuff that I've found out by making precisely those posing tests. So I'm calling this a collection in Pinterest. So we have this Hazbin hotel, and I've already tried these two expressions, and I'm able to match more or less without too much suffering. But I don't know about 3D animation, so you know what, folks? That could be a good thing to try out. The problem is that I don't have a voice recording here. Yeah, so maybe that will not be a good idea to do this today. For lip sync, whatever. But it doesn't mean that I can make a silent expression. Yes, indeed. So next one, could try this, and maybe another one. So again, we need to find how to get this thing right. I'm gonna bring this out. Okay, it's centralized. We're gonna get it. So I'm using some sort of special add-on plugin for Windows 11 or Windows, I don't know. It's an app. It's called Linux, at least last Linux that I used, Linux OS. It was Cinnamon, I think. It's I don't remember that, but Cinnamon is the distro's popular name. It had this inbuilt, right? You don't have to download anything. It's already snapped on top, whichever you want. window, and here on Windows you don't have this. You have to download or buy some crappy app that will work, have a lot of functions, but they work partially if you don't buy. So super complicated to use actually. In Well, not super complicated, but no, too much stuff, and I prefer the Linux thing, right? Inbuilt in this OS system. So probably all this was devised maliciously by the company so that they could have their partners have their own ways of making business. Okay, maybe not a terrible thing, right, after all, but for the end user, this is very bad, right? Because, right, so what am I doing here? So let's go here. So yeah, my critique, because I was using Linux, I had this by default install, get this by default, and I shifted to this window that came with my computer, and then my new computer, and then I was, oh, by the way, I just have a new feature here that is this is for tutorial making. If you're curious about how this can be used, check my, I'm not gonna use it now, but check my, here I'm gonna check that. I've got this video here which I record. I'm gonna remake it, but this one here, how Blender tutorials could be in 2025. So something that I've recorded here to see if maybe a, I don't know, maybe a game changer. So tutorials would be much more dynamic, like you're not just not watching, you are able to follow in real time, right, by just some tricks. So okay, let's go back here to our work, folks. So maybe here in this case, let's see how many expressions we, oh, I made a mistake here. Okay, so let's close this. Let's open back this into the Pinterest, the 5D. So this is the collection, right? And this needs to be open. So next maybe we try this or whatever. Yeah, we can make a lot of expressions. So I'm gonna make this one. Maybe today we'll do another. It's very time consuming to make those expressions, by the way, so with all this intensity, oh, this one will be a bit hard, because actually we have very sharp, yeah, so this is why I'm really, one of my rigging projects would be to achieve, yeah, and the teeth, they are very big here, so probably I have to rescale on the z-axis. Something like that. Might need some sort of shape key, right? For the spiky canine there. But anyways, for now, here I have a problem because this bone here, it is strange scaling it has. On the z-axis, I think it's just tilted. Yeah, it is scaling strangely, so let's reset here. Maybe local z, no? Looks like the origin of this arcade is wrong. I don't need the camera right here. Where is the origin of that arcade object? Maybe it got tilted in some other. Let's compare. Let's make this two selectable. Okay, for some reason I can't select them. Oh, I'm pose mode. I'm on pose mode, right? Still not. No, I am able to select it. Okay. Oh, of course. What I'm doing, the axes are not visible, right? So to do that I need to have some setup here. Hold on. So I need to, let's see, to not get problems with the chat that I won't see messages. Let's see here. Thanks YouTube for making this chat horrible, right? I've reported many times this issue. Can't have a mini chat. Then you don't know why the West is failing. It's because of all that bullshit, folks. Alright, folks, so let's continue here. Yeah, so I don't know if the chat will appear here, or yeah, it should appear below my testing. Yeah, so the chat should appear there, I hope. Okay, so this should be good. Alright, let's go back here. So I need to be looking at the arcades on object mode. I have a shortcut for the axis, but it's working for the bones. I need to re-enable it for here. So let's just add a sign shortcut, Control 3. No. It's doing this mad thing, right? Alright, so it doesn't want to substitute the shortcut. So I have to change this, right? Control comma. Do I have the screencast here? Hold on, folks. Screencast keys, enable that. Okay, this is following. Okay, maybe it's not too bad. All right. Then let's get here, and where it would be key binding control, because I don't know the name, so control, not plus, control 3, and we get subdivision set. Okay, it's the name, it's subdivision set. Subdivision set. Okay, so subdivision set. Let's clean up all that, because I don't use this stuff. I think this is a terrible idea. Sculpt mode. No, not anything like that. All right, this is cleared. Now we can go back. Let's save here, and so these are settings gradually saving the 4.3 Blender. So that will be, because it's installed, you know how that works, right? Maybe not the, if I have the Blender 4.2 LTS, it is installed. It creates a folder in the OS, operational system, that it will be separate from the other versions, so your settings don't mix up together, unless you order that by getting some file, the preferences, I think, or startup file into the one folder, to one group folder, master folder, to another master folder, right? So I have a 4.2 folder probably somewhere, and then there is the 4.3, and they don't mix up. So whichever stuff that I'm creating here, they, as Blender gets auto update, because I've installed this from the MSI installation file when I downloaded, instead of a zip file, not a portable version of Blender. So it auto updates here, even from 4.2 LTS to 4.3, which is sort of annoying, but it doesn't mix up. It's just, it installs, and when you open Blender, it starts opening the latest version, at least official versions, right? Not the experimental ones. Those I've never tested too much. So all right, so let's get here. So I don't have this subdivision craziness anymore. So I think now if I get here, control 3. Oh yeah, now the axis. Okay, finally I got it to work. So apparently the local axis for both of have some. Okay, where's the origin here? Maybe it's just on top there. No. Okay, let's do a control dot, which is this thing. Affect only origins. Let's move this around. Mysterious. Oh, it wasn't selected there. No. Okay, the origins are both there. So strange. It doesn't. Okay, so like this. Oh, it is there. Okay, so they are matching. When I move one, the other doesn't show. Of course, I need to have both selected, right? So this is why this is confusing. But they are both there, as you can see. All right, so no, this is not the problem. So it's just that also turn this off. Otherwise, we'll get this strange mirroring thing that it will separate, split the mesh, because it's just changing the origin. All right, folks. So enough time spent here. We just reassemble some of our shortcuts. So the reason I'm passing through this big trouble of the shortcuts is because I've decided because there's so much stuff that I have for the made change over time that I don't even know whatever I've changed. I have a list, so just in case, should be somewhere. Let's see. I recommend to make some if you care a lot about this stuff. Maybe I have somewhere here. No, maybe it's here. Key map. Yeah, I have the key map. So this is like long time I don't touch this, but I was starting to get all my preferences here. Now I have much more shortcuts that I've made, but some of these, yeah, so this was a mistake. Wave paint mode, because already 1.2 does that. Wave paint mode, paint mask option, vertex selection, but many others I know by heart. So, and I need that because if I make tutorials and I making my own shortcuts, I don't know which is the original one. So I don't really remember what has been changed, so that can be confusing. So snapping change control, this one I need to recover. Okay. So anyway, so just showing some things that we can do in Blender, right? So unfortunately, I don't think Blender gives some sort of mapping of what we have changed. I need to make some request. Maybe there's a file, but it's a big list and it's all mixed up. You don't know what is original and what. If you just know what have I changed in the UI for the key map, well, I don't think we can have this stuff, right? There's not a list for that. Maybe there is some scripted list somewhere, but that's automated. But that lacks substance, right? I think other softwares don't do any better, so maybe it's not Blender's fault. It's just someone needs to take care about that. Okay, folks, enough talk here. Let's get also for this case. I think this is glitchy, right? But okay, let's continue here. It's just let's have here to make the expression, right? Yeah, I'm always missing that. All right. So I was having problem with posing this, no, scaling this. So for some reason it's Oh, I know what's happening. Of course. There are some bones which are not... okay. There are some bones which are not sharing the... Of course. So basically, there are bones here in the bottom arcade which are not using shrink wrapping properly. Yeah, you see, it was not shrink wrapped. So, like, oh, all of them is not shrink wrapped. Okay, so, but maybe one of them is shrink wrapping. None of them are shrink wrapping. Okay, so I don't really understand. Let's reset here anyways. Let's select these colors and select group. Okay, no need to extend here. Let's select these colors. That is not sufficient. Yeah, we need extend. Shift G color extend. Can we map this? No, cannot key map. All right, let's also turn this with Alt key, Alt hold. Let's check if, just checking if this, probably this is deprecated. I need to reassess this. But I'm not gonna do it now, so I just want to check if everything is correct. If there's not any anomaly. I could just resymmetrize, right? But okay, so you see that these ones, they have... oh, there is an idea here. Why not align to normal those things? Yes, why not? Because I've been thinking how to automate those arcades better. I even thought some bone parenting to the vertices inside of the ghost mesh muzzle, right? But that doesn't work with the mirror modifier. I have to apply the mirror modifier for the ghost muzzle, which is of course an outliner, which is here, right? This one, yeah, why this one, right? This wire mesh. So you see, I've separated the eyes now. I've made a complete I've decided that the mesh that will shrink, the mesh of the eyes will also shrink wrap to this other one. This one, yeah. Instead of I having duplicated that part of the mesh here. And also I figured out something interesting. Maybe I have to make these meshes into some sort of circular thing, like closed surface, instead of open like that, so the shrink wrap doesn't go crazy, because that can happen. Let's also note this here, because that might be very important, folks. So some eyes, we see that some riggers make the eyes, so enclosure, I don't know if, make eyes, mesh, eye surfaces, meshes, left and right, and then plus eye surface ghost mesh. So the, like, how do you say, ball like mesh. Yeah, ball like mesh. So that means that the normals will always be facing outside. Possibly fixing shrink wrap, face normals, madness from melt inside arcades mesh objects. Yeah, so okay, so this is just no, I'm not gonna do this here, so this is something for me just to remember. And when I got this perfected, I can bring up this in a tutorial way. A big giga tutorial of mouth rigging cartoony characters with this combination of mouth rig setups. Okay, so yeah, why are you? Of course, because there is still, this thing is still here, but all right, let's go back here. And for the expressions, right, where we were at, sorry folks. Yes, let's see if now this scaling works properly. We'll have to, oh yes, I was about to test the scale Z. No, this is still getting, something about this bone, some asymmetry. Okay, it's not this bone constraint. I will find it out because it does, it's not, it's very bizarre. This one is perfect. And this one gets this tilting, right? Might be that the some asymmetry in the bone constraints indeed. So I'm going to just get the arcades. This, sorry folks, this in the live stream, not in a tutorial, in a live stream, this is really getting annoying. So let's move this to, instead of here, region, and let's place it there, but then of course I'll have to reposition those stuff. Okay, now this is better. Okay, so I'm going to pick this, and we're going to symmetrize this stuff. Let's go back and pick the scale Z. No, still happen. Super strange. Maybe, so there are other culprits. Maybe there are some jaw rig there as the parenting relation, maybe. So okay, I've lost some shortcut here. Let's shapes are not working. Oh, so of course, because the bone is not here, it is here. Alright, then let's see the parent. Is this parent what? Control job top, control job bot. Alright, so it's really not about these bones here, so let's just hide these. We want just these ones. Okay, so you see, there's no reason why anything like that would occur. parent is like that. Bone constraint gonna take off all this. Now it's not this, the problem is not this bone, yeah. So could be the parent of this one. So I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, so wave paint issue, no. Oh yeah, it could be that we're having some sort of why these bones also they are expressing this color. Shouldn't it be purple? Yeah, maybe it's a mistake in this Blender version. Anyways, let's check here the waves. Clearly the problem is the arcade, so I shouldn't be checking here. Arcades need to be selectable. Arcades bot. These are properly symmetrized, right? So, and when we scale this, it gets what is this vertex group? No, this is a local, global. It could be that the targets, yeah, it could be that the mesh itself for the muzzle ghost is, no, it couldn't be because the bones were, they didn't have shrink wrap modifier, so this is super bizarre. Okay, so I'm gonna try the bone constraint. So it could be something about the parent indeed. So this one had got all this. So turn this off, we don't care. Now you see that the scaling doesn't work. So I'm gonna stretch 2. Copy scale. So maybe there's something about the copy scale. I don't see anything very incorrect here. It is symmetric, but when I scale it is not. So this copy scale bone constraint alone seems to be causing issue. The bone is not tilted in some strange way. It's local space, so let's try make uniform. So alright, so something very bizarre about the bone constraint. It has a copy scale thing, make uniform, that for some reason didn't affect the upper bone, but this seems to be working. I hope it doesn't. Alright, so it was a very strange, never occurred to me. So anyways, got it solved. Let's reset here. Let's select, I don't know, whatever we need here. So let's reset everything, recover our bones, and continue. Sorry folks, that. Let's focus here. So I need the, yeah, let's start with the simple stuff. And let's try to make this expression finally. You see, so those irregularities, it's very important to be posing, right? So we can start to, and even posing with real cases, right? So then we start to see where the problems may exist. So here we'll totally need some sort of, so I'm gonna push the, yeah, this might be fun because I have this way to control. You can push the mouth to the top, so I don't really care if it's a little to the left or right. You don't need to be central here, just want a good idea. So here let's get this scaling to the, I hope this uniform thing, yeah, let's reset scale here. I want to try this Z scale. Oh yeah, so they definitely scale differently, so I think, yeah, I hope this bone constraint, the way I set up doesn't, I don't know what this uniform thing does. Okay, let's anyway, let's scale this like that. Let's move this forward a little. Let's bring the other one. Here we have some problem with these lips. The mesh is very, oh yeah, and there's a problem with the arcade and the tongue. So apparently I shouldn't be controlling the tongue through this. I was having problems with that, so I need to separate tongue from arcade. So let's do something here. I have a bones for the tongue, so I'm just going to note here. So separate tongue from lower arcade rig. So tongue stops intersecting when moving, when posing arcade bot, which is the teeth, bottom teeth. Okay, that's right. And I have the tongue, so let's bring that tongue back there. Alright, so I can see we need to get this straight, right? We can just scale this to the side. This is nice. Oh, look at that. That's really nice. So we can have this crazy 2D shape here from a certain angle, right? So here we'll have to try to pose the, yeah, so here maybe we need some muzzle. I don't know what I do with the nose. Maybe I don't have the expressiveness here for something like that, so I think this character is some sort of animal character, like not a human, more like a canine species, maybe a wolf, a dog, or a fox. I don't know. I don't know what she is, but a hybrid thing. But the muzzle, the nose and the mouth, sometimes we see some sort of black lipstick. It's like some dog stuff, like dog lips, cat lips, which are very thin, but they are very peculiar, very peculiar, right? So here we don't see, but I've seen another character, another pose of this character. So anyways, Charlie, I guess. Anyways, so here we need, yeah, maybe the mouth and the arcades. That is, so the top arcade needs to be just a little more up. Where is that? I lost the okay, so I lost the bone for the top arcade. Oh, it is here. It is so this because it was so much scaled that I didn't recognize it, but it was right in front of my face. So here we have this, right? We can pull this mesh forward, because why not? Now these bones are not shrink wrapped. This one is shrink wrapped, and yeah, and it's time to get the twig lips, right? You see they got scaled. Well, maybe you don't see, but their shape is a square. So now we need to pose this properly. So here I have this possibility of making some rotation, but we're not gonna explore this too much. What I really need to explore is this shape, and this so the shape keys here, I'm not sure they will be very helpful, because we can, let's see, there's the purse, doesn't seem good, the wide, the happy, no, the sad also no, so there's nothing here. Then we have the O shape, no, nothing helps here in terms of shape keys, I think. And then we have the kiss shape and scale, puff cheeks, no, scale, maybe scale Z, yeah, maybe this one, just a little, yeah, so maybe we can have this. So I'm gonna, so here depend, so fortunately I have these ones, aha, but, and I have these, the top ones. I'm gonna need to get this thing sharp. Yeah, this will cause a lot of deforms, right? So bad deforms. So this is very tough. Oh, scale down. We can scale the bones. We can even scale on certain axes. Yeah, so here we'll have to do something about this one. So, oh, I was doing the wrong bone. It is this one. Scale egg. Oh, look at that. So you can cheat. I can totally cheat. I'm very surprised. I never thought that scaling could be so powerful for this tweaking of deformed bones, indirectly in this case, because let's reset these, reset their positions and see. So there's the original. I need this bone, and let's get this. Yeah, so here it is tough, because we'll need to I want to maintain this line, but at the same time I need to pull this. Yeah, so maybe I need to bring this. Well, this is a parenting relation here. So maybe let's see if this shape key or the white can help. Maybe it can, maybe it can't. I'm not sure. So okay, maybe this is the maximum I can get from this. And I need to identify them a little better. It's crazy, right? This is still not. Let's move this close. Yeah, so it's like this. Yeah, rotate here. I need to make a better distinction between the side lips, because this is getting really confusing. So I need this to be the top lip. These are the top, but these are top. Okay, so I'll maintain their color, but I've changed their shapes. So these are the... Alright, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm suffering because of the... I don't know how to use this feature of the widget add-on. So I see that maybe this is some bone widget add-on, right? We have some limitations here because we cannot edit simultaneously, like a double thing, and then you... So at least we can symmetrize if it doesn't get bugged in this new version. So another reason why add-ons are complicated to handle. So let's try here. I'm gonna... Yeah, so I cannot edit them simultaneously, I think. So I'm not even tried that. I'm gonna edit here. Yeah, it is getting... So I don't know why this is happening. Maybe I need to reinstall. So yeah, so this is nightmarish. So I don't... Well, I have comment, and you see that this Sakigaki Mekazawa. Yes, I remember. Welcome back. Hello there. How's it going? So this was about, yes, 5 minutes ago. Welcome. So Mekazawa. So yes, it's going fine. We are making good progress here in this. This is the last day I'm gonna make this pose thing for the melt rig. The good news is that I found out that so yeah, I'd like to do for all this, but there are so much things I need to fix, little details, right? Because the big picture is the following: the melt rig is working, and I'm able to do crazy expressions with this current state of the mixed setup of Universal Sonic Melt Rig, my approach to it, my adaptations to the character design, also Joy Carlino's simple melt rig. So I've combined a lot of stuff, and in principle all this is working fine, but took a lot of time to figure it out. So I was making a big mistake, maybe you followed, and the big mistake is that I was trying, I had the conviction, stupid fixed idea, almost got me killed, abstractly, let's say, that I had these master and control bones for the lips, which were also had some shrink wrap bone constraints, and these shrink wrap bone constraints, they are just not working. They were and I still don't understand exactly why. Sometimes the same artifacts happen here, that as we pose, because this bone has the shrink wrap, so this is the default shrink wrapped bone constraint bone in the Universal Sonic Melt Rig, even with align to normal. I've made it to be posable outside, so we can do stuff like that. So it was not outside, it was on surface. But what I've changed, besides that, this I've made later, is that I deleted or turned off all the shrink wrap, even though I've improved this with project mode. snapping mode for the shrink wrap, but it wasn't sufficient. Still generated a lot of warping artifacts or I don't even know how to call it. So it created some snapping artifacts, let's say like that, that were really, really bad for the whole mount rig. And so I could not pose anything. It's very hard to make everything to work properly. And I thought it was something else, but turns out it was just excessive shrink wrapping features going on. Apparently because the lips bones here, the twig lips, they have shrink wrap, so this is not present in the Inversonic mount rig. But not only it's on project here, it's on, oh, I'm not using this, so this mimic the outside feature anyways. So this doesn't exist in the Inversonic mount rig. This way this is working, but sometimes we can have some problems with this bone and with these bones, but this also happened in the Universal Sonic mount rig. So shrink wrapping is very maddening, right? But because these bones, the twig lips, were parented lower hierarchy, right? They are parent to this, or actually to this, but okay, this probably parent to this, and so this higher hierarchy master and control bones for the mouth, for the lips, because they also had some shrink wrap, they were creating a lot of very bad interactions with this. So as we pose these things, these were shrink wrapping, and these were also shrink wrapping. So I don't know. So this is and that was just destroying my rig. So I couldn't do anything last week. So that's why that was the game changer. When I've realized that was the big problem. Oh, this is not the right bone. Okay, so I need to push this back. Can try to make this curvature a little better. All right. So now this is what I was going. So by making this, suddenly everything started to work better, and I was able to verify exactly, start to verify by posing much more clearer what is really unclean in the rig. And so that is very good, because now I know that the rig functions. It can do a lot of, as you was able to see perhaps on the thumbnail of can make a lot of expressions with some difficulty. I still don't know for 3D animation, but I'll suggest there is good potential. Oh, scale on the Z, right? Okay. Yeah, and I'm having problem with the, oh yeah, the bone is inverted, right? Yeah, so the rig now it's much more resilient to be taking artifacts. I can use the purse to try this. Right now the problem that I'm having is that I just don't seem to be able to. Okay, this curvature, okay, more diagonal. It's almost good now. But it's very, some bones are very awkwardly posed. But this expression, yeah, I never done, so I wasn't sure it would even be possible. It seemed to have worked for the most part, but with some difficult challenge, right? Maybe here we can just not scale that too much so that we can have better this pose here, right? Also this we can probably try to get them closer to the center. This is the lip corner top, okay, and this is the diagonal. Let's try to, yeah, let's not do this. Reset its scale. Let's see what we can do here. I've lost something important here. Okay, I'm just being too perfectionist. I think we got it right. So yeah, just some bad shapes there for the lips. Yeah, so if I were able to fix just these shapes, that will be better. I think I'm making it worse. Reset scale, no. Yeah, just destroying what good results I have achieved. Let's go Control Z by a lot. So it's just the positioning here, I think. Let's move this maybe. Oh, I remember. Okay, this is important. We need to. So what I can do here, maybe derotate this a little. They'll have some artifacts. Create this the melt inside. They shouldn't have so much lips influence. Yeah, so I need to address this. But I need to keep the shape of the lips accurate. So I'll just try to ignore that mesh there for the pose. And let's also note here, take off waves from lips, waves from mouth interior, posing lips widely generates intersections for mouth interior. Yeah, so that is okay. I think this is better, but I'm gonna save. Now these bones are, oh yeah, so these are just like exaggeratedly posed. Let's make some rotations here. Yeah, maybe that fix a little. Yeah, they are sort of crossing the anyways, we got the here we're gonna, I don't have too much expressions yet for the shading of the eyes, but I think I've noted something about that to be made soon. So let's get here into the wire. So I think there's some wire stuff that shouldn't be there indeed. I can fix this thing for the, yeah, let's fix this now, right folks? So basically there's the melt interior, which is some mesh here. That's gonna just hide these arcades for a moment. We're gonna pick this stuff here. I'm gonna pick all these vertices and I'm gonna take off the waves from, yeah, alright, maybe not this face loop here, this edge loop. So we're gonna take off the waves from everything else, including, so don't want the lips anymore to be affecting this. So the way to achieve this would be very simple. Let's even make a highlight, because this is this will be an interesting subject topic. So folks, here interesting thing, you see that the melt interior that I have here is intersecting. Yeah, this is a melt interior mesh. There will be other solutions, but what's happening is that in my rig here, the lips mesh has some degree of influence in the melt interior, and because the bones of the lips are posed in, so they're even inverse in very radical ways to match some 2D like expressions, like then it needs to mold that mesh a lot, not mold the shape, right? So it turns out that my decision was, for now, I'm gonna reduce or even take off entirely the waves from the melt interior, which currently I've decided that's part of the body. So what I'm gonna do is just, I'm gonna make sure that, yeah, just expand here this, yeah, maybe the lips will have an influence until here, yeah, because it's just too dangerous. Yeah, let's take this here. And so what I'm going to do is that, yeah, make sure that the mirror modifier is not edit mode, right? So we can see behind it. So with this selection of vertices, I'm gonna just go in a cheesy way, gone wave paint mode, and we're going to go for the bones directly in the edit mode, directly in the, well, edit mode or wave paint mode, it doesn't matter, it will work. So because I have this, the vertex groups panel, which I can just type here lip, because I know that my rig is well organized, well, to some extent, so all the lips are here, but they are not highlighted, so this is limiting, so just need to delete this later. So just lip, lips, nothing, so lip, and these are all that I get for lip deformed bones. It's all I've got, so I just need, and this is a mirror modifier, so I just need to fix the left ones, and they are mixed up here, so this can be a bit confused, but we're gonna do one by one. Actually, also the central ones. So I have here that selection, and I'm gonna use the, could be the vertex selection, so it's shortcut 2. I'm gonna just turn, get into right mouse button click, reduce those waves to 0 for, and Control X, which will be wave, set wave. So Control X, taking off all the waves from the, so now it's just like a copy paste thing. So just for the left side, so there, right side doesn't need, because this is mirror modifier, so just get it, it's get automatically set. So got this out, got this out, got the top one also out, and that, you see, immediately fixed that that intersection there, and the last one here. I could also try to have a, which will be a bit more tricky, because there are more artifacts going on right in the mesh behind the lip, but this will be another problem that I need to find a solution for. Need to better wave paint the mesh that is behind the lip. So this is something else. A tree, that will be like the bone stuff that in wave paint mode, if you don't know, this one, right? So 1, 2, 3. 3 is the regular stuff, no mask stuff going on for wave painting from these options, right? But can still have masking from hiding mesh, right? So this is very safe. Anyways, that's it for the highlight here, folks. Alright, so now let's... forgot. I almost forgot, folks. If you are using these things, make sure you delete this thing. Otherwise, you might believe that, as happened to me, that the Blender got bugged and it is erasing all the vertex groups on the mesh object, which is not true. It is just not showing them. So this is urgent that Blender fix this lack of highlighting what is marked by the search, right? Otherwise this can get really confusing. By the way, such as this mouth, teeth, yeah, so just like this, right? See this green highlights here in the outliner. So without the highlighting, we just don't know what's happening. This is super dangerous. Just create confusion, right? So this needs urgency, I think. It really can wreak havoc, rigging many. Even I know that, but I just don't see, right? Just it doesn't signal to me. Can't be too careful, folks. Alright, folks, let's continue here. We got these shapes. This is nice. We got fixed that artifact there also. And it's time to make some maybe small improvement. No, I'm not gonna improve this. That is done for me. And the thing that I really need to do is, of course, this melt interior color is really not good, right? Also, because there's no lighting here going on, it's difficult to, yeah, it just interferes too much, right? So here let's get the back our arcades, the teeth, and then we teeth and gums. And here, what is happening? There's some intersections, yeah. So anyways, I need to fix the shading for the stylized character. It's all not going well. So I'm going to continue the expression, right? I need the shortcut. So the thumbnail, this extra window here. Let's see what we can do here. So probably the chin, I think. Oh, I have a, yeah. So let's move the chin down, but let's keep this mouth up. Let's go to the muzzle. Let's what I do with this nose tip, maybe this, yeah, there's some artifacts, so this is not working very well. So yeah, I'm just gonna reset these things. This maybe for this expression, I know what's going here is because I need to give this data, edge data here, these edge creases of 0.8 to the ghost muzzle as well, so otherwise this will be a problem. Let's just hold on, let's fix that quick. I think it is the, yeah, these ones. So Shift E 0, Shift E 0.8. Now it should be sharp. Yeah, now maybe that's a little better. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna refresh that by later on. I'll just reduplicate, recreate, regenerate that. It's just time consuming, but regenerate the ghost mesh, because I've made change to the wave painting of the face, and that yeah, this is super, no automation for that, folks. So there's a little disadvantage here. Okay, so we can bring back here. I want to, and the chat too. So here I'm suffering with these cheekbone expressions. This is not very beautiful, right, for the character design right now. So I have to figure out some other way to get this thing better. I mean, this is wave painting, all those settings, but for the expression here, I mean, that I'm making. So here, let's also get this thing back, maybe. No, the teeth, the bottom teeth, right? So let's scale this on the z-axis. Let's move it up, something like that. Yeah, the lower arcades, they can be more protruded than the upper one, maybe in this case. So here I'm having some trouble because of the shrink wrap power. Yeah, actually not. No, let's maintain this back. Reset the G, right? Okay, I think this can work, but we need to pull this up like that. Scale on the z-axis. Alright, then next I need to the face expression, maybe pull this up a little more, closer to the nose, right? Pull forward or backward, we don't know. Then we have some artifacts. So here I think this, but then I need to readdress this. Yes, this seems to have some shrink wrapping issues now, snapping artifacts which are bad, so I can pull this back. Okay, we have some problems there. I know what's that. So this is some problem of the, yeah, the arcades. I shouldn't have done that. The arcades have some wave on the mouth interior, right? So it's such a stupid idea that I had. Okay, let's leave like this. Just little reposition here. Okay, alright, so let's stop messing with that. Now, these arcades, yeah, we can try to do something. It's just sort of surprise, so we can make this going up might be nice. The eyes, right, so gonna control face. It's more to the center, so nothing much to move here except scale this down. Scale on the... This is something I haven't really done in the rig, so it's like... Yeah, so I have here some problem of rotation. Okay, this works. Scale on the X. Scale on the Z, let's see. Scale on the X. Rotate. Yeah, a lot of transforms here that are maybe not super good. I have to make some time. Oh, by the way, I'm not even posing this correctly. I'll have to get a pose asset, right, folks? turn this on. It's the auto keying. Then we need to create pose assets from the tongue too. Yes, so arcades, no, the arcades not, so let's unhide everything. I also make the stretch and squelch. Yeah, let's use this. And okay, bone relations. Let's create pose asset here for now and start editing this. I'm call this Aisha expression 004. Alright, so I start to build from this, right? I don't even need here to be looking, just, yeah, just this. Because whatever I pose here, so we're gonna, yeah, so use the mirror thing. So I'm gonna be a bit, I'm going to be a little, doing different stuff here because we don't see the, right, we don't see the rest of the body. So maybe I shouldn't be posing this because we might have some extra. No, do you see the rig is working? What is this? Okay, maybe the rig is not working. There's something on the, yeah, there are some transforms that I need to fix on the face. I don't know what it is, so probably some simple stuff, but so I need to be careful there. That often happens on face rigging. Then we need to check with the rest of the rig. So here my stretch and squelch bone for the head, so we can make a stretch here. So this I've made by a bendy bone spline that, yeah, I have this somewhere. There's a stuff because many features of the head need to be adapted to this very tedious. Another solution with what was the mesh deform. I said there's create some artifacts, so I have to investigate that. Anyways, I'm gonna ignore that melt interior thing. So just some subtle things that can help, right? Let's, you can also see that this is down, right? The shoulders, and also the head. Maybe the head we want to. Yeah, so I'm gonna straighten the like that. She's like looking, there's some and also no, wrong bone. So those I need to just readdress this how these bones are showing, but the idea is here, right, folks? Okay, we don't need this for now, so it's just it's all being posed in the pose asset. So this is a good way to make the pose asset much better, right? You don't have to prepare all things. No, you keep posing until you get the. For the mesh here, we need to check what's causing that. Maybe plenty of things are causing that. Maybe there's, oh, there might be still some deforms on the. Yeah, oh no, this is, okay, I know. This is the. So indeed, let's fix that at once. So is that I have this, let's save here. We got again, so the bones of the arcades, right? So it's the arcades mesh. We're going to address them here again. No, no, it's not that. Sorry, it's just that this mesh gonna go for the ellipse. Have to hide this. Hold on, folks. Turn off the mirror modifier for. Yeah, so I don't want this mesh, anything here we don't want to be affected by. You know what, I don't even know. So the basically this mesh don't need the deformed bones of the. Maybe I'll regret it, but this is just seems to be not a good idea, right? I need to find a better solution because it's currently that will create a lot of problems. So let's go back. It's the deform arcades bones. So they are called arcade bot. So there are 4 bones, right? These 4 bendy bones, we need to find them in here. So for the body, good condition for a highlight, even though super niche. Let's go back. Alright folks, I have here another wave paint issue. It's basically that as I was posing this expression, I have some more problem with some crossed mesh objects, wave paint that vertex groups, right? Wave paint vertex groups from the form bones that I was experimenting, and turns out that it's a bit complicated. So for example, these arcades deform bones, they are 4, they are named wrong shortcut. Maybe you can see def arcade top. So 4 bones here, and def arcade, they are bendy bones, and def arcade bot. So these bones, which are scalars for and repositioner bones for the arcade, so you can deform the arcades for the melt rig. There's a lot of controllers here. So anyways, they are also affecting the mesh of the melt interior. So this is what I'm talking about. The mesh of the melt interior is here, is the face, is the body, which is separate from the teeth, gums, arcades, right? Arcade top, arcade bot. They could be all mixed up, but okay. So to simplify, I want to take off some waves from these arcades, which are, let's see, was this bone here, for example, which are creating some artifacts, right? You see, because that mesh you see that overlaps there, intersects with some melt interior, and it's being deformed by the arcades too. Some slight influence, but because I'm doing a lot of scaling there, and I don't have other clear way to make the melt interior not intersect, some collision setup, let's say like that, a good one at least, so I cannot prevent this easily. So I'm just going to erase those things. Maybe I'll regret that, but I can remake this until I find a better solution, folks. So basically I just need to select these 4 bones, actually just one of them. We're gonna go on wave paint mode for the body, not for the arcades. I'm not even able to select them, but it's not them which matter, is the body, right? So get the armature, it's a single armature object, get the body, shift select, then wave paint mode. Then I'm gonna look for the bone, just one is enough, right? This one, and you see the 4 arcades, they are here, the 4 culprits, they are in my big list of vertex groups. And in case I don't find it, arcade. So it's just these 4. So just what we do, just delete everything and make sure you delete this because this search thing here, system for the vertex groups panel, is not updated. It doesn't provide any highlighting feature like this. We can get really confused, right? So just make sure you delete the whatever thing we've written here, even a space, empty space. Otherwise, oh, where are my vertex groups, right, folks? So there we go. Delete, clean this right here if you use that search, and there we go. Now no more deforms for the melt interior mesh from the arcade. So now we can pose this in a much more radical way without any consequences. Of course, I have a collision system for the teeth, which is from shrink wrap bond constraints to a ghost mesh that is inside. So this is another thing, doesn't matter. So I fixed the wave paint there, and I'm gonna continue creating this expression here. Pose asset, by the way. And I'm creating this pose asset and I'm editing it on real time, right? You see, it's here, create pose assets already here. I'm just repositioning whatever I need, and it's auto update, so I'm reshaping on real time the pose assets. So this is a really cool way to work with that. Alright, more one highlight done, folks. Let's continue here. So with that fixed, we can have probably, if I'm able to find the bottom arcade. Oh, you are there. You were in a very wrong position. Okay, we scale it on the Z axis. We're gonna push it back, or what about forward? That would be nice if we could do this, right? But if I do this, I need to pick the other and scale. Let's scale it in all directions. You see that the tongue is still having problem there. Dispose the tongue, right? So I don't want that, so I'm gonna fix this of the tongue right now. It's too annoying, so I'll have to find another automation for it. So basically it's because my tongue rig is dependent on these bones here, the hierarchy stuff. So if I go on the tongue rig, this will be relatively simple if I just hide this mirror stuff on object mode, and maybe I should hide these arcades as well for now. So the tongue rig is just, so I'll just use this. It's simple as that. There's some parenting relation here or some bond constraint, maybe. Gonna check. Jawbot, there we go. And this is head, so it's just this bone that has this parenting. So instead I'll gonna parent it to the head there. The parenting, the positioning, of course, everything affects this, so it's like, now the problem is that there's not, you see what's happening there, so this is interesting. This is something I'd like to fix that. So I think this is also lips issues. The only way to address this now would be like to reassess this mesh for the lips. Yeah, so I think I should do some quick fix here. It's not that hard, so I'm gonna just do this. and we'll use this reference here. So I'm going to get the armature. Let's go on the deform lips. Got here, and then we will try to fix this madness all at once, right? Yeah, so too much strong weights, we don't want any of this. Very alien shapes here, right, folks? Let's get the... These are too hard to visualize, so let's just get these tweaked lips. Can I lock this? Ah, cannot be on... What's happening? Okay, I don't know what's happening. Doesn't matter. I will... need this. Okay. Let's try... Never tried this lock thing, so let's go back. Oh yes, it is lockable. Good. Okay, so this is a good one to have. Just learned that. Gotta make a highlight here. Sorry, folks, if you find this too much interruptions, but this is good for the community and for the channel. Hope you understand. So here, folks, we got Bone Manager add-on, and there's not a lot of tutorial about them. Then I've just learned a new feature that I never used for. So it is this lock thing, lock collection. So for instance, let's say these are tweaked bones for the lips and these are the deformed bones, but I'm gonna re-wave paint. So what I did, some part of behind the lips, so what I did is that I've made this selection here of this, just this behind the lips. These are already clean the waves there, so I just need these ones, which is the mesh that is being corrupted. So I'm gonna just have this selection, Shift H, hide selected, and then I'm gonna, yeah, also since we are here, let's just hide everything there, that we don't so you see all the deforms that are going on. Maybe I need a new subdivision here, I don't know. But then when this comes handy, I'll give you with a concrete example here. So let's say I'm not seeing here, and I can still pose this because it's just a parenting relation. But now the problem is that it's very hard to, from these bones, because they don't have widgets, to visualize on pose mode, right? Not on edit mode. On pose mode, very hard to visualize what is what. So I want to be looking at these bones too. However, without the... I don't want to be posing them or selecting them. It's too annoying, right? So what I do is I need the lock, but I'm not able to get the lock here. I need to... Oh, maybe it's an object mode thing. No, pose mode thing. Actually, it's just because I have multi-object selector, so I need just to select the armature, get my toggles tools here, visible toggles tools, then I'm gonna use this new one. So I just want the tweak lips and the deform lips. So I've got this star here, which can be confusing. I don't know how to explain this. It's the solo view option here. So I got just this on solo view. I'm gonna now go on wave paint mode, mixed pose wave paint mode actually, right? Then I don't want these selections of bones, so I'm just gonna lock here. And now I cannot select the tweak lips, but at least I can check. I have a good idea now where the deformed bones are. And so now I can easily solve these horrid artifacts which are going on, right? So let's start, for example, This I believe this is the top bone here. Well, you can see the name here. No, it was not this one. So yeah, so here it would be better not to have this. Let's just in this case unlock. Okay, this is this bone. So in this case I needed to check. So here we're just gonna smooth out this, or actually not smooth out, so take off. So I have a problem here is that this Blender version, they took off the add and subtract brush, so I'll have maybe to bring it from somewhere else. So maybe I don't know how to do this. Yeah, so I cannot zero out these waves unless, of course, unless I do some. Okay, I know one way, so it will be to use a mask. So face mask, select one, then let's add some faces. Actually, it's all added, so let's just remove some faces here. And let's, I'm gonna repaint that, so I'm gonna just zero waves here, left mouse button click, right, to appear this. Can be here too, right, but here is faster. Then Control X, which is set wave, so set wave to 0, and that is the way to go. So here okay, see that there are still some artifacts, crazy artifacts, but for now just gonna blur this. Apparently we got some limitation here, so since it is not working, let's use this radial tool here on a very light waves here and just push these waves, augment here the wave strength. I want some influence but not too much, and then let's just re-blur this thing, and that sure, since the blurring is failing a little, yeah, maybe, so the radial can probably solve this. But here of course, yeah, so this is this mesh is very bad, right? So it will, with the brush tool, I think this will tend to arrange itself, but then again we got these rogue waves on the bottom, so this is not good at all. So again we need to, so maybe I invert here. No, yeah, so I'm just gonna prepare to take off waves from these areas which are rogue waves for the top bone, right? Let's do a Control I to invert. Let's return to 3. Okay, this seems to be good enough. This is probably because some other bones here, since I have a mirror modifier like this one, so I don't need to fix the left side. So let's get, so this is the top lip, top left. Okay, so this is fine. So I need to, let's make again the same idea. So I'm gonna get the mask, select all. Yeah, so let's instead invert this mask. We're just gonna reduce. So this is C with hold shift, then we get this, and be able to get rid of these rogue waves with this. And I think I'll maintain this mask here. I'm gonna still be going on. So let's go back 1 1 1. It will toggle here. So I'm gonna toggle bone. You see, so Control X, Control X. Might be still something missing. Alt left mouse button click to select this one and Control X. Yeah, so maybe there's still something. So to find the culprit here, maybe something else. So I'm gonna just start hiding the bones. Yeah, so maybe it's something else. So I'm gonna also clean this one. I'll do that later when. And then, okay, one, hide. And those are probably the, oh, there's still one. Okay, so this is the lip corner. Didn't see that. It was very located in some, so again, mask and Control X. Ah, that is it. Okay, so I think hide. No, yeah, I can take off the mask. One, hide, 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 and hide. Yeah, because these are the right side, so they don't show. So that will be it. No, actually not the mask. Okay, this doesn't unhide the bones, right, folks? So it unhides the mesh, which is not good for this work here. So you see that we were able to fix the most of the artifacts, but I think I have a problem with the wave painting of the, yeah, so I've messed up something, but anyways, you see how we can fix those rogue waves in many ways. Now that I'm in pose mode, I can certainly unhide this. This is just some waves that I think I've deleted erroneously from this. So if I were to fix or still have the mask, it will be yeah, so this, yeah, this is the lip top, so it just stupidly took off some waves. We're just gonna invert the mask here, and since I don't want to lose my pose, I'm just gonna get this, turn off the mask. You see that it's not responding, so let's just get some other bone. I just want to make space for, okay, here. So now we can go back to our lip top and recreate the mask, and here we can get maximum values here because this is the central, it needs these maximum waves there. That's just like that. And here of course we can already start fixing the anomalies, but this will be essentially it. I'll have to rework hardcore these lips, but this inner part, I mean, of the lips. But you see, this is how we can organize this mesh in with using all these tools that we can rely on. See, now the shape is much more reliable, right? One, and get back, and yeah, maybe I messed up something here, but you can just repose here and the expressions that I was making. And get mirror back, and yeah, I've messed up some waves there on the, so with all these expressions that on the pose, of course something would have broken, but it's just a little, so probably fixable by reposing here. Or anyways, that's it for the highlight, folks. Oh, I was using this crazy screen all the time. I hope this record will be good, because I didn't remember. Alright, I don't need to be looking at this. Let's resume here. And actually, let's get here. Let's return to the action just to, okay, just because I don't know what I've done, we're going to, Yeah, and now I have those chains I have, unfortunately. I cannot leave the lips like that, right? It's just ruining the expression. So yeah, the top lip. Alright, so what we can do here, probably okay, I had to reset some positions here, sort of redo this from, not from scratch totally, but you see something. Yeah, that I think I've broken the, no, maybe not. The rig got very, very distorted after those retakes. And I'm lacking some, oh, actually this also, by not showing, is not helping. Yeah, so, oh, this is terrible. Yeah, so nightmarish, right? Shouldn't, that would have to be fixed anyway, but it was just too important. I just don't get it. Okay, so I have to make some radical resets here, and yeah, reset all that, and so apparently I'm getting some very bad results in the mesh now. No wonder, right, that alright, so apparently I won't be able to recover that expression in this state. So I can get an approximation, but that is also, I think I've lost the possibility. We're close to, so this really, yeah, that is sad, but yeah, I was too ambitious trying to solve some things and then some artifacts, and now created even more. At least they served one highlight, but very messy, right? In the and let's go back to the expression. Okay, so maybe I try a different expression here. I proved it was possible, right, to make the okay expressions, just that with this rig, but it's just that the worst thing is that I just don't understand exactly what happened to the lips, that they are not getting enough smoothness now. Because I've just took off waves from the, well, sort of evident, right? By taking a lot of waves from that back part, I just made this very crude thresholds so that the mesh doesn't have smoothness now. I have to, for each bone, retake the, right, even in the corner we got some problems now that weren't so evident. So and the lip seems a bit too bold. So we can also scale some stuff here. Scale down. I lost a lot of progress, unfortunately, but so it is like that. So let's see what we can. Yeah, so I have a timid expression, not something as interesting as it could. Lip right, lip corner. No, I'm missing something. Oh, there they are, of course. So I'm gonna bring this. Scale down. Move to the. Oh yeah, move to the center. Scale. Right, but that's still this is working. Actually, this is not bad. This is actually okay. So the rig still works, but it's just some tricky parts there that need some important retakes. We can what we can do with the bottom lip. Alright, and also this is not satisfying. Yeah, this part is tough. So I think I'll just have to move this up gradually, right? No, not. And there's this. Yeah, here the intersection is not good, so we'll have to do something like, yeah, this is very odd. Yeah, again, this is the part of this mesh here behind the lip, which is exactly what I took off a lot of waves, so it's normal that it's completely messed up. So all right, the eyes, of course. What I don't like is that the face, and here this bone should be. Okay, let's just exaggerate up to this. So this is the threshold that we can do for now. Yeah, if only we could prevent these muzzle things there. And looks like I've lost lots of. Yeah, there's some intersection between lips and skin, which is horrible. And then so this, yeah, still more of these lips, back of the lips. A lot depends on these bones here. Yeah, so sorry folks, this is not gonna work. So without the wave painting, I think this would just be a nightmarish thing. So I'm gonna abstract that this is working, and gonna look for another expression. The only thing I can try to do here, I would need just to really take seriously the wave paint of those lips. I just don't have the right mindset to do it right now. because this shouldn't be about rigging. I was stubborn enough to... Alright, so there's a way maybe we can pull back this lip, yeah, the whole lips instead of moving them individually. This will improve a little what but I lost the okay, where's the chat? Here, yes, alright folks, so and then the arcades. So yeah, so this, despite what I'm suffering here, this the rig is working. It's just that it requires a lot more retakes that I need to procure faster. Let's get back to some... I see that there are some widgets there. Another problem with the add-on when it gets bugged. So let's get here, version thing probably. Now the control face, right? So let's see what we can do for the eyes on this. A lot of stuff to do here. Now this is somewhat like that. This position is more towards here. Where are these? So maybe a little more to the sides, to the center, right? And then we get we need this curvature here. This one I cannot move up, I know already. Here we... yeah, probably pull this further, have some more issues there to solve, but... something about the artifacts of the eyelids borders that I'm not sure what's causing this exactly. Probably some problem with the shrink wrapping. So here we... what happened? Oh, I'm not... okay, so big mistake, folks. Let's try to go Control Z, Control Z. There. Okay, I was not saving. So let's do all we can to recover this. Alt H, select all, E, there we go. 525 keyframes. So bones, right? So let's go back to the face here and continue. This thing, I never had this for a long time, so it might be that this mesh there... hold on, my soundtrack has sort of interrupted. I need to... alright, so let's go back here. So I need to solve this. It's very annoying. Second time I have... it's simple, it shouldn't be happening like that. Something like the mesh has some possibly some rogue waves. This doesn't matter. There are managerial wave paint. Eyelid, okay, this is not a normal. Spine, Dev had this suspicious but mesh deform. We're not even using this anymore. Yeah, no, they are working as they should. So what I could do, however, maybe I can create a shrink wrap here just to make sure. It's a strategy that can help if they get too crazy. Basically, I'm gonna need to create this vertex group. I'm gonna recreate that, so that will be mod shrink wrap eyelids borders both sides. I don't have it, so that is assign 1 to all this, so the rest will be mirrored, so it's not left and right. I'm going to inside, I'm gonna match target the eyes ghost, which goes in all sides. I need to, of course, to target the mod borders eyelids border. There we go. Now, to see how this works, we need to make sure that this will have a certain value. I just want this to okay, so 0. Okay, so we want this to be just stay far from there, and maybe that will be despite the armature modifier. So it's just like that. This usually is not necessary. I don't think that will fix the problem, but that might help. And apparently it helped. Yeah, so okay. Shrink wrap eyelids borders. There we go. And here we'll have to repose some stuff about this eyelash. Yeah, so I'm suffering with the hair collisions there, which we can probably solve that. Yeah, I don't have any good idea for this now. Maybe just creating some collision system later, but which is very annoying. So, or just reposing the bones, or the hair has bones, right? These eyes, they are also something like that, right? And the eyes are bigger, but this is the character design, right? So I just shouldn't be trying to match exactly, right? But we can make some expansions here and there. This might be funnier like that, right? And here the character design is just different, so we need to try to make this in some way that will, yeah, so you just have to prevent some intersection with the, so yeah, if I were to pose the here to prevent, since let's see, I have auto I key, so that is why you need auto I key option for animation inside Blender. Yeah, let's show how that works. Another highlight here. So folks, here's some interesting case of intersection. Maybe you can make this with collisions. You see the hair in this intersection. Many solutions might exist for that. I don't know. I don't really know how riggers do that, but it can also be solved in animations. There'll be many ways. I just don't know an easy solution here, because the collision system in physics is very tricky, and there's a lot of things going on there. So let's say that I go to the bones of the hair, which have physics, by the ways, but how do I pose this F key doing some crazy thing? No, that is why, at least if you are in Blender, you can use on the sidebar region, item tab, pose options, auto I key options. Alt X is my shortcut. So basically what it does, I have auto I key on many systems of the rig. It doesn't substitute necessarily inverse kinematics from I key bound constraint, but it's your choice. You can have an I key bound constraint for all of these bones, or you can just pose like this with auto I key, and that totally works, right? And by the way, this is also auto I key. This is auto I key, and it does F key, right? So it's auto I key for the grabbed bone, and for whatever it's a connected chain. So that is the imperative. The bones must be connected, and you can pose multiple separately. So you see how marvelous this tool is. I don't need to make bones for this, just a single connected F key chain, and there we go. And if you want, still can twist and rotate, tweak the bones individually with rotation or scale, but the grab is the auto I key. And of course you have the auto I key length, which if it is 0, there, scroll with the middle mouse button, then it is infinite, right? Otherwise it's dynamic, right? So if I just want auto I key for 1, 2 chain lengths, so you see 3, so I can totally control this instead of doing some F key madness. This is much better, right? And much better than having a I key bound constraint for each of these ones, in my opinion, but could be useful still. But they are different, right? Slightly different. The I key bound constraint don't have dynamics of I key chain change, auto I key length, right? Which is here, but it has it also needs connected. I mean, the I key bound constraint, it bypasses the connected parenting, so it will, while the auto I key option depends on connected parenting. Alright, so here is a way, and then if you have physics, you see how that can interact with keyframing, right? Anyways, so for that expression, I just wanted to get this hair out of the way, so hair strands. But there it is, folks. Oh, by the way, it works with X mirror, but it doesn't work with relative mirror, which is another feature I think is new in Blender 4.3. But this is a minor detail. You probably don't need that too much for auto I key. Anyway, so that's it, folks. Yeah, so we sort of got the expression. It's saving on our stuff here, so I'm gonna consider that this pose, although sort of far from matching, right? Different character designs, but we got essentially. There's something else here I'd like to do. Rounder. And take off the intersection. There we go. We can say that the spirit of the expression, well, after I've messed the teeth, not the lips, but essentially you got the feeling of the thing. Yeah, certainly I'd like to augment the, and also you can see what terror will happen with the line art. Yeah, not too bad. Actually, it's cool because these strokes, they are a bit maddening, mad strokes. They can be expressive. They resemble some sort of rough thing, right? So kind of find it intriguing. So we can check here. Oh yeah, this is kind of nice, right? But okay, let's leave like that, and let's also get the, I'm just gonna pick a screenshot here. Yeah, not super good, right? I need the mouth to be more wide open, but we got something expressive at least. For a more caricatural project, that might be good enough, very powerful, but for the kind of character design I'm making, that is really not sufficient. So a lot of retakes, and the line art also need to explore a bit more. Alright folks, so we just got one facial exposed, right? So that will take for us. So that was the last of our world building Aisha rig for the mouth. And so the challenge that I propose, of course, here was too ambitious, and there are too much things to retake, but at least the expression, the mouth rigging is working. It's just that needs a lot of little tweaks, not critical, like stuff that I don't understand or that are grave stuff. No, essentially we can already do a lot and the rig works, but needs improvements here or there of a more simpler, intermediate, noobish matter. It's not like and no failure here is like critical in the sense that, oh, this has no solution. No, everything here it's very solvable in order to improve the artifacts that are going on. Like the lips here, just some messed up that I think most likely the most deep stuff were already digged out, and so that means that I am nearly able to make, when I get this rig done, so maybe I'll be doing this offline next time. So next day, already tomorrow, from tomorrow on, I'll be addressing other things, right folks? So you can say that these pose assets I've concluded. Today is 27, yeah, so that took a while to process, but so we are going directly to the body, back to some quick solutions are not so quick, and armature deform rig, yeah, so some stuff that, and then cloth rigging a first retake, and then we go for the big topic, which is the pelvis, femur, hip thigh joint rig, right? That my interest. So this I will like to make a lot of highlights. Maybe this attempt that I'm gonna do here, I intend to make it work very good, because I'm gonna use a new strategy, or better, I'm gonna embed a new strategy on the strategy that was already working but was very hard to achieve, and I think now I got it. I've even changed the mesh topology of the groin, the crotch region, and the thigh, hip thigh joint to, and around the belly to solve this lower belly. Yeah, the waist region. So folks, that's it for today. And then cloth rig, and that this character is essentially, yeah, there's the rendering stuff, but essentially this character is very close to conclusion now, at least for yeah, that's it. And I can do something else, and then I'm gonna close this this series here and do something else. We're gonna revamp this into a new approach that will be much bigger than what I'm doing now, right? And that is my plan. So this should be the future, and it will still, I believe it will still be on this year, December, certainly. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching once again, and take care and happy blending. Hope that was inspiring. We'll be back tomorrow, and all weekdays I'm doing this stream, and alongside with other highlights and stuff that I'm doing in parallel. So happy blending, folks. See you. Hope to see you soon. Have a nice week.